There are 10 common morning habits, and most men fall into at least 3 of these dangerous routines every single day without even realizing it. These habits quietly block healthy blood flow down there, the very thing that keeps your vitality strong after 60. In today's video, I'll reveal the 5 most harmful habits and, more importantly, how you can replace them starting tomorrow morning to restore your health, your strength, and your confidence. After hearing that hook, you might be wondering, so which habits are really destroying my circulation after 60? Before we dive in, let me quickly introduce myself. My name is Dr. Evelyn Hart. I'm a board-certified urologist with over 25 years of experience helping men over 60 restore their confidence, blood flow, and vitality without relying on prescription drugs. I've seen thousands of men just like you, and I can tell you this. Most of the damage doesn't come from age itself. It comes from small daily habits you don't even realize are hurting you. So let's start with the very first and one of the most overlooked habits. Harmful morning habit 1. Not drinking water when you wake up. When you sleep, your body loses water through breathing and sweating. By the time you wake up, your blood is thicker, almost like syrup compared to how fluid it should be. Now imagine what happens when you step out of bed. Your heart has to push this thicker blood through already stiff arteries that naturally lose elasticity after 60. This leads to poor circulation to the brain, to your heart, and yes, down there. Many of my patients tell me, "Doctor, I feel dizzy in the morning, and I don't have that natural morning signal anymore." And every time, the first question I ask is, "Did you drink water when you woke up?" Most of the time, the answer is no. A study from the American Heart Association found that morning dehydration is linked to higher blood viscosity, meaning the blood doesn't flow as smoothly. And if circulation is already compromised by age, this can become the hidden trigger behind weak energy, brain fog, and fading erections. The fix: rehydrate before anything else. The solution is so simple that most men ignore it. Drink 1 to 2 glasses of room temperature water as soon as you wake up before your coffee, before your breakfast, before anything else. This one step thins the blood, wakes up your circulation, and helps restore the nitric oxide pathway that drives healthy blood flow. One of my patients, George, 61, started doing this daily. After just 1 week, he told me, "Doctor, I can't believe something so small made such a big difference. I feel steadier in the morning, and that familiar signal has started to return." But here's the thing. Skipping water isn't the only mistake men make in the morning. In fact, the next habit is something most seniors think is harmless, yet it silently drains your body and leaves your circulation weaker than ever. Harmful morning habit 2. Drinking coffee before water. Now, let's talk about the second mistake, and I know this one will hit home for many of you. It's the habit of reaching straight for your coffee before you've had a single sip of water. I get it. Coffee feels like fuel. It wakes you up. It's part of your routine, and for some men it feels like the only way to get the day started. But here's the truth. When you drink coffee on an empty, dehydrated body, you make your circulation even worse. Why? Because coffee is a natural diuretic. It pulls water out of your system through urination, so instead of rehydrating your blood after 7 or 8 hours of sleep, you're actually draining it further. That means your blood gets thicker, your heart has to work harder, and circulation to your muscles and to the most sensitive areas of your body slows down dramatically. I had a patient, Danielle, sexy femme, who told me, "Doctor, I can't understand why I always feel a pounding heartbeat and shakiness in the morning. I thought coffee was supposed to give me energy." When I looked closer, I realized he drank 2 cups of strong coffee every morning before even a sip of water. Once we reversed that order, water first, then coffee, his blood pressure stabilized. And within a month, he reported feeling calmer, more energized, and even noticed his morning blood flow improving. Science backs this up too. Research from the Journal of Hypertension shows that dehydration combined with caffeine intake can cause temporary spikes in blood pressure and reduced arterial flexibility. 2 factors that men over 60 simply cannot afford to ignore. The fix: water first, coffee second. Now, I'm not saying you should give up your morning coffee. What I'm saying is this: make water your first drink. Just 1 or 2 glasses before coffee will thin your blood, kickstart your circulation, and prepare your body to actually benefit from the caffeine instead of being drained by it. And here's the surprising part. While coffee on an empty stomach is harmful, the next morning habit is even more destructive because it damages your blood vessels from the inside out. Starting with the very first bite of your breakfast. Harmful morning habit 3. Eating a breakfast high in sugar and refined carbs. Now let's move on to the third morning mistake, and this one is hiding in plain sight on most breakfast tables. I'm talking about starting your day with foods loaded with sugar and refined carbohydrates. Think about donuts, pastries, white bread, sugary cereals, or even that stack of pancakes dripping with syrup. They taste comforting. They give you a quick rush of energy, but here's the hidden cost. They send your blood sugar on a roller coaster. When you eat these foods first thing in the morning, your blood sugar spikes rapidly. Your body responds by releasing a flood of insulin to bring it back down. And what happens next? Your arteries stiffen temporarily. Your nitric oxide production, the very chemical that relaxes your blood vessels, drops, and your circulation slows. This isn't just about energy crashes. It's about putting extra stress on blood vessels that are already aging. Over time, these sugar spikes damage the lining of your arteries, leading to poorer circulation and weaker performance in every part of your body. I remember a patient, Robert, 62, who told me, "Doctor, I don't understand. I eat breakfast every day. I have cereal and orange juice, but I feel sluggish by 10 a.m., and I've lost that morning vitality." When we looked at his diet, it was nothing but sugar bombs. We swapped his cereal and juice for eggs, avocado, and a slice of whole grain toast. Within weeks, Robert noticed his energy staying steady through the morning. His brain felt clearer. And yes, he told me his morning circulation had noticeably improved. Scientific studies back this up too. Research published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition shows that refined carbs and sugars trigger post-meal endothelial dysfunction. A fancy way of saying they damage the cells that keep blood vessels open and flexible. The fix? Choose a circulation-friendly breakfast. So what should you do instead? Start your morning with foods that support circulation, protein like eggs or Greek yogurt, healthy fats like avocado or olive oil, fiber-rich carbs like oats or whole grain bread. This kind of breakfast keeps your blood sugar stable, supports nitric oxide production, and gives you sustained energy instead of a quick high followed by a crash. But here's what most men don't realize. Even if you fix your breakfast, you can still destroy your circulation if you spend your mornings doing this next habit. And the scary part? It requires no effort at all because it's what happens when you simply do nothing. Harmful morning habit 4. Sitting still and not moving after waking up? Now, let's talk about a habit that seems harmless but is quietly one of the worst things you can do for your circulation after 60. It's the habit of waking up and then doing absolutely nothing. Maybe you grab your phone, check the news, or sit at the kitchen table for half an hour before really starting your day. It doesn't sound dangerous, right? But here's what actually happens inside your body. When you stay still after waking up, your blood pools in the lower half of your body, especially your legs. Without movement, your calf muscles, which act like a natural pump, stay inactive. That means your blood isn't being pushed back up to the heart as efficiently. This is a recipe for trouble. Stiff arteries, slower circulation, and a higher risk of blood clots all become bigger threats when you stay sedentary first thing in the morning. And let's not forget sluggish circulation to your muscles and organs includes sluggish circulation down there, which many men notice as fading morning vitality. I had a patient, Frank, 70, who told me, "Doctor, every morning I feel heavy, like I can't shake off the stiffness. I sit for almost an hour before I get moving." When we changed his routine, adding just 5 minutes of gentle walking and stretching right after waking up, he noticed within 2 weeks that his stiffness was gone, his energy was higher, and his circulation felt more alive. Science supports this too. A study in the Journal of the American College of Cardiology found that prolonged sitting reduces blood flow in the legs by up to 50%, and even short breaks of light activity can restore circulation quickly. The fix: move within the first 10 minutes of waking up. The solution is simple. Don't let your morning pass in stillness. Stand up, stretch, or walk around your house. Even 2 to 3 minutes of light movement wakes up your vascular system. Better yet, Try a gentle routine of marching in place or deep breathing with arm stretches. This doesn't just boost circulation, it signals to your body that the day has begun, improving your energy, mood, and yes, your performance. But here's the real danger. Even if you drink your water, balance your breakfast, and move your body, there's one morning habit that can undo all of that progress in seconds. And it's the most addictive one of them all. Harmful morning habit 5. Smoking first thing in the morning. And now we arrive at the most destructive morning habit of all. It's the cigarette you light up the moment you wake. I know many men say, "It calms my nerves, it helps me feel awake." But what it's really doing is choking your circulation at the very start of the day. Nicotine causes your blood vessels to constrict instantly. That means instead of opening up and carrying oxygen-rich blood to your heart, your brain, and your most sensitive organs, your arteries narrow, turning a healthy morning flow into a weak trickle. The damage doesn't stop there. Cigarette smoke also reduces nitric oxide, the molecule your body relies on to relax and dilate blood vessels. Without nitric oxide, your circulation weakens, your blood pressure climbs, and your risk of heart attack or stroke rises sharply. I'll never forget one patient of mine, Michael, 63. He told me, "Doctor, I used to think my lack of morning energy was just age, but I also smoked a cigarette before I even brushed my teeth." When he finally quit that first morning smoke, his blood pressure dropped within weeks. His energy came back. And yes, he noticed a real difference in his morning strength and vitality. The science is undeniable. According to the Centers for Disease Control (CDC), smoking is one of the leading causes of poor circulation in men over 60, increasing the risk of peripheral artery disease, erectile dysfunction, and cardiovascular events. And lighting up on an empty, dehydrated body is like hitting your blood vessels with a hammer when they're already fragile. The fix? Replace the first morning smoke. If you smoke, the single most powerful step you can take for your circulation is to delay or skip that morning cigarette. Even cutting back to later in the day while you work on quitting for good gives your blood vessels a chance to open naturally in the morning. Many men find success by swapping the habit, drinking water, going for a short walk, or chewing sugar-free gum to break the automatic reach for a cigarette. Now, we've covered the 5 most harmful morning habits that quietly strangle your circulation after 60. But here's the surprising truth. These aren't the only ones. In fact, there are 5 other common mistakes that may not hit as hard individually, but together, they can still chip away at your blood flow every single day. Now, beyond these 5 major habits, there are 5 more that many men overlook. On their own, each one might seem minor, but stacked together, they can quietly wear down your circulation day after day. Quick habit 6. Skipping breakfast. When you skip breakfast, your body releases stress hormones like cortisol to keep your blood sugar stable. That morning cortisol surge stiffens your arteries and leaves your circulation weaker than it should be. Quick habit 8. Eating a salty breakfast bacon. Sausages. Processed meats. Excess sodium first thing in the morning spikes blood pressure and puts immediate strain on your arteries. If your breakfast comes from a frying pan and smells salty, your circulation is paying the price. Quick habit 9. Holding in your morning urine. It may sound surprising, but starting the day with a full bladder stresses your pelvic circulation. For men with an enlarged prostate, this adds extra pressure, slowing blood flow in the lower body. Quick habit 10. Skipping any kind of morning warm-up. Even if you move later in the day, missing that initial wake-up routine keeps your circulation sluggish in the hours when your body needs it most. A few stretches or steps in the morning are enough to prevent blood from pooling in your legs. So here's the bottom line, whether it's the big 5 habits or these 5 hidden ones. The truth is that your morning choices set the tone for your entire day's circulation. And when your circulation suffers, so does your heart health, your energy, and yes, your manhood. But the good news is this. Just as bad habits can destroy blood flow, the right morning routine can bring it back. So what's the lesson here? Circulation is not just about age. It's not something you lose just because you're over 60. Most of the time, it's the result of daily choices, the habits you repeat every single morning without thinking. When you skip water, rush for coffee, load up on sugar, sit still, or light that cigarette, you're sending your arteries the wrong message. But when you hydrate, fuel your body with steady energy, move your muscles, and protect your blood vessels, you're telling your circulation, stay strong, keep flowing. And here's the encouraging part. You don't need to fix everything at once. Even changing one or two habits can make a noticeable difference within weeks. I've seen men in their 60s, 70s, even 80s regain morning vitality, sharper energy, and greater confidence simply by swapping out harmful routines for better ones. Now, I'd like to hear from you. Which of these 10 morning habits are you guilty of? Type the number in the comments. I read every response. And you might be surprised how many other men are struggling with the same routines. And don't stop here. In my next video, I'll share a simple morning drink that research shows can open your arteries, boost blood flow, and give you natural energy all day long. So if you found today's video helpful, make sure to subscribe, turn on the notification bell, and join me for that next step in restoring your circulation, your health, and your confidence. Remember, your mornings shape your vitality, change your habits, and you change your life. This video is for educational purposes only. It is not medical advice, nor is it a substitute for consultation with a qualified healthcare professional. Always speak with your doctor before making changes to your diet, exercise, or medications, especially if you have existing health conditions.